Hi friends, welcome to the channel Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles. Ashish here, and today I'll be covering a puzzle genre called Simple Loop Puzzle. So I've already covered a video on this genre Simple Loop Puzzle earlier on our channel. So I'll add the link in the description below for the YouTube link where you can see some basic things and basic techniques on how to solve a simple loop puzzle faster, right? So today I'll be solving 4 puzzles, and all of these 4 puzzles are constructed by score. So I really thank the author for giving us an opportunity to cover a video on our channel. Now today we'll be seeing a really very good technique called bouncing technique. So I've explained some basic things about that technique in my earlier video as well. But these 4 puzzles are really excellent and uses the deep knowledge, or I would say perfect knowledge of bouncing technique, and that will be used all over the grid in all the 4 puzzles. So what is a bouncing technique and how it is to be used in a simple loop puzzle will be shown in this video today, right? So before going to the puzzle, I will highly recommend you to please subscribe to the channel Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles if you haven't done so. It will really motivate us to cover videos on daily basis. And if at all you have a request for any Sudoku variant or a puzzle genre, do let us know in the comment below and we'll surely make a video on it. I'm planning to make videos on some new techniques that you haven't seen in most of the puzzles. So kind of simple loop puzzle. There is one more technique called parity technique in simple loop puzzles. I plan to cover a video on that one as well, right? So first we'll go with the bouncing technique, right? So what are the rules of simple loop puzzle? Rules are very simple. You just need to draw a single non-intersecting and non-branching loop, right? So the loop cannot intersect or branch, right? And that passes through all of the white cells, center of the white cells, and black cells or shaded cells are the cells that a loop cannot pass through, right? Simple rules, which means you have to draw a simple closed loop that passes through all of the white cells and doesn't use any black cells, without intersection and without branching. And with that we'll start solving this puzzle. So I'll explain what is a bouncing technique while solving the puzzle when I get to know about it, right? I mean to say when we get to that point. So first I will think is draw all the basic loop techniques that we see here. So of course the basic thing is this cell would have to be used by the loop, so it has to go inside, go down, because all of the corners also will have to be used by the loop. So this becomes as a corner here, right? So these are the basic loop segments that has to be drawn in a simple loop puzzle. Now coming on to the bouncing technique. So bouncing technique usually works when you have 2 endpoints of the same loop near to each other. So we know that of course when you have 2 endpoints of the same loop near to each other, they'll have to repel because they cannot touch, because they cannot meet. You'll form a single closed loop easily. You actually will form a different loop already, right? So if these 2 endpoints, if there was a loop segment here, we know that this would have to go down, this would have to go down, this would have to go down, because if they meet, you form a closed loop already, and you need to form only a single closed loop in the grid. Now if you see here, these endpoints are quite far. There is a 1 cell gap between these 2 endpoints, and of course the probability of these two mating is a bit of higher than when they were near to each other, right? Now there is a probability that if we mark a cross here, if there is no loop segment between these 2 cells, this cell need to have a loop segment, because all of these cells will have to be used by the loop segment, and these 2 will have to be used by, this cell will have to be used by the loop segment, and there is already a cross here, which means that every cell will have one way the loop segment goes inside and other way the loop segment comes out, right? So for this cell there will be one way that is coming inside and the other way that it goes outside, right? So there will be exactly two points where a loop will either enter and an exit, right? On a cell. Out of the 4 ways, there are 4 orthogonal cells, right? Or 4 orthogonal sides, up, down and left and right, out of which 2 sides will be used by the loop. And if you see this cell, there are only 2 sides remaining, and when you use that, you form a closed loop here, right? Simple. I am just elaborating in a simple words, right? So what happens if there is a cross here? The moment you have a cross here, both of these endpoints meet. So which means that you will have a loop segment between these 2 points. Now the moment you do that, the colors change. These 2 cells becomes the blue cells and this becomes the green cell now. So this green cell has 4 ways of entering, right, and exiting the loop. I mean to say there are 4 sides, out of which one side already has a cross. This side already has a cross, right? Now if this side is also a cross, you will have a if this side is also a cross, you will have loop segments meeting this way and you form a closed loop now, which means that this side is also not a cross. You will have a loop segment between these 2 points, right? Now which means that this loop segment will have to extend and use this cell, and we have done till this. So this loop segment will use these cells now. This loop segment will go use all of these cells. This loop segment will go use all of these cells now. Easy. I am just using a normal simple loop puzzles. Now if you see here, again the same technique can be used here. This has to extend, of course. You cannot close all of these. This has to extend. I can use the same thing again using these 2 loop ends. This will extend. Again, now this will also extend, because if these 2 meet, you will form a closed loop, right? Which means that you will have a loop between these 2 cells. Now if you see here, excellent piece of technique called the bouncing technique. Both of these loop segments cannot meet. Now these whole can be used as one loop segment with these 2 as endpoints, right? So these 2 are the green cells, the blue cells, and this is a green cell. You already have a cross here. If you have a cross here, both of these meet and you form a closed loop, which means that you cannot have a cross here. Now these 2 becomes the loop ends. If you have a cross here, right, so what happens is, let me show you that. Okay, before that you might think that why not this loop segment come out this way, right? There is a possibility of it, right? Just a second. Yeah, so what happens if you have a cross here, right? Both of these will meet and you form a closed loop, or both of these meet and you again form a closed loop, or there is one more, both of these meet and you again form a closed loop. So the moment you see that all of these all of the loop inside this region is forming a closed loop if you have a cross here, so you will have a loop segment between these 2 cells as well. So it's all about you understand how the loop segments work. Now because both of these loop segment will meet, again you form a single closed loop, so this will have to come down, right? Again these 2 forming a single closed loop again will make this as a loop segment, this as a loop segment, right? Now this loop segment will go this way, and now with using that we can complete this puzzle, right? This will go this way. Both of these cannot meet, as we have already seen, because you form a closed loop already. So this will come down, this will go up, both of these also cannot meet because you form a closed loop already. So both of these will come down, this will go up, and you form a single loop already, right? This is what is called a bouncing technique. Now I'll use the second puzzle now. So as you can understand it, the bouncing technique is a really important technique if you come across some tough simple loop puzzles. So we can do that same thing here. So both of these cannot meet, you extend a loop. Both of these cannot meet, so you extend a loop here and come down. Both of these cannot meet, you extend it. Both of these cannot meet, but as we have already seen in the previous puzzle, none of these three loop segments cannot meet each other, right? I'll again say you how. Both of these meet, you form a closed loop. Both of these also meet, you form a closed loop. And the last thing is both of these meet, you form a closed loop. So at this point of time, you just need to understand that within these loop segments, none of the two loop ends can meet each other within this loop segments as well, right? So there has to be a loop segment from outside that goes inside and meet with any of the other loop segments, because that will only make this loop segment or the whole loop, bigger loop segment, not forming a single closed loop, right? Again, both of these cannot meet, right? So if both of these are met, again you form a closed loop. So you don't need to draw every time, you just visually, if you are able to see what happens, it will be really easy for you. See, I am able to draw that both of these cannot meet, you will have a this way, okay? And this loop segment will come down now because of the black cell that is kept here, or that is used here. This loop segment will come down because this cell will have to be used by the loop segment. Now if you see here, we can draw the loop continuous. See, such a simple puzzle, but it has been designed in such a way that it is so beautiful to see that. So both of these cannot meet, you extend a simple loop segment, and of course both of these cannot meet because you form a closed loop already. This will come down, come outside, this will go down, and now if you see here, these two loop segments are of the same loop, so it will have to extend to not to meet, and we complete this puzzle. Excellent, right? See the way the bouncing technique is used here. Let us go with the third puzzle here. So I have taken 4 puzzles. There is one more puzzle with grid 15 by 15 grid. So I will highly recommend you, please try that puzzle yourself after learning the bouncing technique in deep, right? So let us go with the third puzzle here. The same logic can be used here. Both of these cannot meet, both of these cannot meet, both of these cannot meet. Again, both of these cannot meet now, because all of these is now a single loop, and if both of these are met, you will form a closed loop. Again, both of these as well, so you will extend. Wow, if you see here, what an excellent way you have made this. Actually Square has made this puzzle. Both of these also cannot meet, both of these cannot meet, both of these cannot meet, both of these cannot meet. Wow guys, awesome. Both of these also cannot meet. Now both of these cannot meet. No, this will come down, I'm sorry, this will come down. Now the moment, see, we have already solved half of the puzzle, but without having proper loop segments, right? You already know that these loop segments will not meet each other, but you don't know the exact way the loop segment will go. And just using the technique here, see the way the puzzle has been constructed. Awesome guys, awesome. Thanks a lot Score. So if you see here, the moment this loop segment comes down, now this cell will have to be used by the loop, and this will have to be used this way. And with that, we can be sure of marking all the loop ends easily now. So if you see here now, both of these are part of the same loop, so however these will have to extend to not to be connected to each other at the start itself, right? Hooray, congratulations guys, what an excellent puzzle this was. This was one of my favorite puzzles of the 3 that I have solved. Really excellent. Let's go with the 4th puzzle now, the last puzzle. Let us see what is hidden inside this and what Score has given in this puzzle. Really excellent. I am really enjoying these simple loop puzzles, right? So this will extend now. Normal bouncing technique that I am using here. Okay, I am using the normal things now. normal basic techniques. Okay, so let's see what is there in this puzzle for score. I mean to say by score for us. Okay, this will extend this way. Okay. Okay, so let's see what's there. So I don't see anything here. If it comes down, that is also possible. So come on, what are we missing here in this puzzle? Both of these cannot meet, which means there will be extension here. Oh, that was an excellent piece actually. I didn't see that. So both this cell is the main cell now, connecting cell. Both of these cannot meet, right? So you'll have a loop extension here. Both of these cannot meet, you'll have a loop extension here. So again, both of these cannot meet, right? So you'll have a loop extension. Both of these cannot meet, again a loop extension. This will come down this way. Both of these cannot meet, both of these cannot meet, right? And both of these cannot meet. So now if you see here, yeah, that was an easy one that we missed, and a really different type of bouncing technique used here. Okay, so both of these are part of the same loop segment, right? So these will extend somehow, extend and extend. This will go this way, extend and complete the puzzle. Wow, so that cell was the actual breaking cell that I was unable to see. I was just thinking what I missed. So that was a really easy one, but a really unique way of using the bouncing technique. So I hope you really understood what a bouncing technique is in simple loop puzzles. Usually the tougher simple loop puzzles will have these kind of techniques used. So I really hope that will help you solve these puzzles easily. So if at all you have any request for any more puzzle techniques that you aren't aware of, or you want us to cover videos on any other puzzle genres, please let us know in the comment below and we'll surely make a video on that one. Thank you, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel.